yesterday that we were going, and we're live on YouTube. I made the announcement. I said we'll be going live on Sunday. I have to set this down. You're going to look at my ceiling for 2 seconds while I get my tripod set up. And there we go. All right. Hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City. With me, as always, is Jake Vevra, stand-up comedian in New York City. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. I am exhausted and will fall asleep halfway through the podcast. I drove home overnight from Louisville, Kentucky. Got home at 6 a.m.
Nice.
And so I've been up since yesterday at 8 a.m.
That is a hell of a drive, man.
That's 7.5 hours. It's not bad.
Oh, I thought it was longer than that.
No, it's.
Okay.
I think I made a bunch of stops because I drank Celsius and got wired, and it makes me pee. Good morning, Ultra. And,
you know the secret to that, you got to get a big. It would start off with an empty Gatorade bottle. They're wide enough that you can fit it in there without spilling.
I've done it, but it's easier just to pull off the side of the road and pee on an off ramp, because to pee in a Gator, you got to lift you got to unbuckle, and it's too much positioning while you're trying to jive. You know, you can't just. I mean, maybe if I were John Holmes, I could just put it on the floor and drop my wiener into it. But no, I'm this big, so I have to, try and position and hold the bottle because I'm a
I
tiny
guess just
fella.
make it bigger. Just picture a pretty lady, until it grows into the bottle.
Jake, I want to start today. We got a comment.
What's that?
We have a comment that I want to read. You remember a couple weeks ago I said that Mormon is the new N-word?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
The N-word, to be more specific.
Yes. On TikTok, Drizzle Sizzle says, "We were never called Mormons. We have always been the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints." This is where it gets fun. "Evangelicals like you gave us that derogatory nickname in the 1800s as a way to
He called
mock."
you the E-word? How dare you?
It gets
With a hard A-L at the end?
It gets better. Gave us that derogatory nickname in the 1800s as a way to mock our beliefs. We leaned into it for a while, kind of like the N-word. We leaned into it.
Sure.
But it has never been. It has never been the name of the church. And here's my favorite part. I'm guessing you would prefer I not refer to you as Bible thumpers or Jesus freaks, right? Are you rebranding? So, yeah, Jesus freaks, Bible thumpers, evangelicals, they really pegged us. They got me. I don't know.
As an atheist, never been called those things before.
Same.
No one has ever had that, ever been confused about that with anything I've ever said until right now.
Same.
Wow.
After one of my favorite shows took place in Colorado Springs, because afterward one guy walked by, shook my hand, and said, "I can tell you're a good conservative," and walked off. And 2 people later, a woman walked up and said, "You voted for Obama, didn't you? I like you." And I'm like, okay, I'm keeping people confused. This is awesome. But as much as I have confused people politically, like you just said, I have never been called an evangelical before.
Right. You've never
It
done
was
religious.
insane.
Yeah. That's awesome. I just love that this guy is so just sort of like down the rabbit hole online in his own bubble that he's like, anybody that ever makes fun of Mormons, sorry, Church of man, that's too many letters. But whatever the fuck you guys identify as now. I like that he thinks that the only people that have anything bad to say about the Mormons are evangelicals. Like, that's it. Like, he's shit talking Mormons, therefore he's got to be evangelical.
Exactly, because it's warring factions. It's my God is better than your God. All I responded
this is
was
like the Sunni and Shia of Christian politics right now, and I'm just some guy who I'm like, why? I thought you guys liked each other. I'm George Bush going into Iraq. I thought they'd be friends. I don't know.
Well, all I responded was, evangelicals like who? Because I'm waiting to see. I couldn't even. I was so like, I'm not bad with comebacks live. But this one dumbfounded me. I just literally asked the question, like, wait, evangelicals like who? Like, I'm curious to see if he'll respond by doubling down or saying, wait, aren't you evangelical? So I will keep you updated. But yes, either I or the 2 of us, because it was a conversation, because it was on the podcast, but it said evangelicals like you. It could be the all-encompassing you, or who knows, but yeah. So
yeah, you cousin banging Mormon freak. I am the head of the church of nothing. And I'm coming to get you.
God damn it. See, I was just going to say we've rebranded. Now we're an evangelical podcast. I was going to say welcome to, because it's Sunday, because I couldn't podcast yesterday.
There can't be any less money in being an evangelical podcast than whatever we are. Let's do it.
Whoever these people are on TikTok that are hearting us for making fun of this, thank you. I'm look at all these hearts. People are enjoying us.
See, I'm not seeing them on my end, dude. TikTok's weird for me.
I'm seeing
I saw a bunch last week, but I don't.
Bunch of hearts.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Well, let's start with the big news. I had sent you an article saying, holy shit, Marjorie Taylor Greene is really going after Trump, and he's going after, and now she's resigned. She is stepping down.
Yeah.
And she says it's so that Trump doesn't go after her constituents, because she was elected to represent them. And I don't know. I've seen a lot of people saying that she's preparing to run for Senate, and or she's got, like this game plan. I honestly think she's too stupid to have like a game plan. I take her at her word.
True at all, man. I think that a lot of this has to do with her wanting to run for Senate. I do think she is thinking about a possible presidential run at this point. I think in her head, I think in her head, she's trying to be to George Bush what Trump was to him in 2016 in the primaries. I think that she's going to try to run as like I'm going to sort of drain the swamp, and I put Trump in that category. And I'm going to take us back to whatever true conservative, blah, 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 because she was already salty that she wanted to run for Senate already, but Trump wouldn't back her in the primaries.
Right. That's
so
right.
I think that had a lot to do with this kind of weird shift we're seeing because there's a lot of, there's like Thomas Massey's and guys like that who have been going against Trump over the Epstein list and different things. But I never would have guessed, and I think a lot of people are in this camp, that Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, would be the one flipping it, at least this publicly. You know? But the Senate thing makes a lot of sense. I think that behind the scenes, she was pissed off that he's not backing her for Senate, and she's one of the biggest, most well-known firebrands on the right in the House, and she's like, screw you, I deserve the bump.
Does she not understand? Has she not seen over and over and over that Trump has the followers, not her? And once you're excommunicated, they stick with Trump? Like, does she really think she's going to pull people off?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't think it's that crazy right now, because there's a lot of people going against Trump over the Epstein shit. And, not just on the left, but it's something that the right is sticking to. I mean, there's been a lot of things since he was elected almost a decade ago, the first time, that he has kind of gone back on or whatever, and the right is stuck by him. This, for some reason, the Epstein shit has been a line in the sand for a lot of people on the right, and I think that she's hoping to capitalize off that, just like Trump was able to see in the primaries in 2016. Hey, the foreign policy that the conservatives have been pushing for the last 10 plus years is beginning to get really unpopular, even among this side of the aisle. And he was right on that. And he was able to beat Jeb Bush because of it. That's what I think she's hoping for.
Fair, but like we talked about, I'm not saying
it's going to work. I'm just saying I think that's her plan.
But like we said last week, I fully believe that there will be no smoking gun in the Epstein files. It'll come out that he's sleazy and done some fucked up shit and fucked 20-year-olds. Whatever comes out, whatever comes out, we already know he's a horrible person and he's been forgiven. Unless he is in the Epstein files fucking a 15-year-old, which I don't think is going to happen. I think full-on teen sex would be the only thing that could turn those people. And when it turns out, he's just the piece of shit we always knew he was, fucking 20-year-olds, I think everyone just stops caring. Because I don't think there's going to be any video or pictures or, like I said, it's going to be flight logs. It's going to be, I think everybody's building these things up.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. If you're rich and powerful enough to make it to the island in the first place, you're rich and powerful enough to have your name deleted from an email. So, and the files are being redacted. They're getting released, but they're being redacted right now. He said, so it's not like we're in the same boat already. Like him, he did that at the beginning of this term, and Biden did it last term, where they were like, "Hey guys, here's the Epstein files," and everybody was like, "Oh great, we're finally going to get to the bottom of hey, what's with all these black lines drawn through everything, all the powerful guys' names?" I didn't want to just know more about the hot kids. What are you doing? I wanted to know who your crazy, sleazy billionaire friends are that you've been covering for. That was the real information that we wanted to know.
Right, and that's not happening. Yeah. Rich is here.
So,
hey, Rich. Ultra says, I think her move is extremely calculated. Maybe I'm not giving her enough credit.
I think it is too, man. Why do you think she's been publicly going against Trump really hard, like she's never done before, and she seemed calm. And like you would, if you were new to the country or new to politics, whatever, and you hadn't been paying attention to Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you just started watching her in the last 2 weeks, but there's no way you would recognize her from the lady, screaming at Obama in a crazy Cruella DeVille coat, and retweeting shit about Jewish space lasers and all this stuff. I think she's trying to do a thing where she's moving a little bit more to the middle, but more importantly, kind of going against the
wait. Oh shit, hold on. I gotta scroll because the Republic. God damn it, I hate Twitter. On Twitter. God, Twitter, you suck. We've got a comment and I can't get to it because this fucking thing scrolls. Fuck you! Because the Republican Party is falling apart between the House and the Senate. And whoever's saying that, I can't read your name. I apologize because TikTok just scrolls everything, and every time I try and tap to read the comment, it comes up like block this user. All I want to do is scroll so I can see the fucking comments on TikTok. So thank you for commenting, whoever you are. But yeah, and one new message. Let's tap it and see if I can get it. Yeah, but I couldn't read your name, Tenislav. Yeah, and now it's gone because
I blame Pam Bondi. I think we're being shadow banned by the FBI.
No, it's TikTok. Just won't put comments up. Yeah. But yeah, the TikTok, I think that person on TikTok is correct. I think the party's fractioning. Yeah. Here, I'm just spitballing here.
Cash in on that, man.
Stay with me on this because it's going to be incoherent. I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a true believer. And I think she is discovering more and more that the other people are politicians and Trump's just in it for himself. And like she believes what she says when she says insane shit. And like Mike Johnson is willing to play politics, and all these other people are willing to play politics and do what's best for them and for the party. And I think she's disillusioned by that. I think she's like, holy shit, here I have been saying whatever the fuck I want whenever I want because I thought I had backing, and now I find out that no, people say one thing in public but they don't mean it. And I think
that's true, and I think that's why the party's kind of fractured right now about this,
because there are still true believers, and then there are the Mike Johnsons who just cover and like the one hand they say one thing and then just play the political game.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, I think the reason that so many people, like I said, a lot of the people on the right have kind of made this Epstein stuff a line in the sand against Trump, where they've kind of given a pass for everything he's done before, every promise he's made that he's gone back on or not really delivered or whatever. This is somehow different. And I think the reason is because in 2016, one of the biggest things he was kind of running on was, I'm going to drain the swamp. And I think the way a lot of people viewed that is he is a political outsider who's going to come in and get rid of a lot of the deadwood, a lot of the corruption on both sides of the aisle, the corporate Democrats, the corporate Republicans that are going to just keep us in endless wars and, keep shoveling money into the pockets of people that run corporations, both here and abroad. Wow,
we're getting it was just the opposite, right? The same commenter said it was just the opposite of which one? Just the opposite of what? Because we're not seeing these comments in real time. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
what are you talking about, man?
I'm getting comments on TikTok, but it's gone. Like she commented, said it's just the opposite, and then it's gone. Draining the swamp. She thinks I think it was opposite of draining the swamp. But the
that derailed what I have no idea what you're saying to me right now, man.
Me or the commenter? Are you looking at?
Yeah, no, I can't see the comment you're talking to right
now.
No,
you gotta watch the fucking TikTok sucks.
Dude,
I mean, the comments.
Then quit trying to read the comments if you can't see the comment. Like I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Well, I'm just reading it. Trump was corrupted. They're saying that. So you said Trump was going to drain the swamp.
That's what he said.
Yes.
Now that's what a lot of people believed. Now, I think what he was going for was the people who kind of lean right or maybe in the middle, but that don't vote because they're like, fuck it, it's all corrupt anyway. They're just going to keep us in wars doing this. Now, so he kind of, and nothing speaks to the whole, we're going to just let the corrupt billionaires who kind of run the show do what they want to do, like the Epstein shit.
Right.
That is a situation where you have both sides of the aisle kind of involved in a cover up for a guy. And no, this isn't just crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy shit. That is why the man was convicted of pedophilia in 2007 and given a sweetheart deal in Florida, is because both sides and the intelligence communities were behind this guy. And kind of letting him do whatever he wanted, kind of operating like a Whitey Bulger, but for like financial crimes internationally and pedophilia stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So I think they look at this and they're like, oh, the reason we voted for this man in 2016 is we thought he was against all the corruption of the
just the corrupt drain the swamp, like you said. Yeah. But it turns out he's just in it for the power that this time he's in it to stay out of jail. This time it was literally he just wanted to stay out of jail, and that's what's being.
Why they thought that a man with his name in gold letters on giant skyscrapers was going to do something about corruption,
right?
And rich people running the show. I don't know why they thought that is like Yosemite Sam running on an anti-gun platform.
Well, it's right here. Ultra says the company owner can't be your union rep. It's called conflict of interest. And that's what it is. When you have a billionaire who is saying, I'm going to work for the common man, of course, and because what it the very first, one of the only acts of legislation he got accomplished was the tax breaks that funneled money to the top. The middle class got a temporary tax cut for, like a few pennies, and billionaires going to save billions.
Right. So I think there's a lot of people that are seeing this.
Fox in the hen house. Yes. They just said on TikTok.
I mean, it's kind of like how people on the left will kind of excuse anything from a politician on the left because they'll go, well, at least they're not conservatives because they're racist, sexist, homophobic. And so we're the good guys, they're the bad guys. That's what they'll tell themselves. Right. I think there was a lot of people that were telling themselves with Trump, they were like, yeah, I don't like a lot of this, what this guy says. I don't like a lot of his policies necessarily, but he is fighting against the corrupt corporate political agenda on both sides that are going to keep us in endless foreign wars and keep shady rich people fucking us over, right? Like he's against that. But now they're seeing, well,
that's not the case.
That's not the case. If you're going to cover up the Epstein shit, you're going to let billionaires do anything. If you're going to let them bank kids on an island, you're not going to hold their feet to the fire when it comes to anything. You'll give any speeches you want about, oh, we need to do this or that. We need to pull out of foreign wars or whatever. But then you're going to keep.
Then you're going to bomb Iran. You're going to bomb the sites.
And even then, on the other side of the aisle, if you're giving all these speeches about like, I'm going to help out poor people, I'm going to help out the disenfranchised. Yeah, until some billionaire slips some money in your pocket, then you'll let their chemical plant poison the fucking water because they don't want to be regulated, or they don't want people coming in and checking that they're holding up to safety.
I'm going to change gears on you with a question for you after I say something. I just saw the worst fucking thing possible on TikTok as it was scrolling. The TikTok account itself, like TikTok itself, commented, some of the comments have been filtered to maintain community standards. As like, just let people say what they want. If they're calling us dickheads or assholes, that's fine. We've seen worse. If you are watching us on TikTok and want to insult us, go live on YouTube. There are no filters on the comments. You can say whatever you want to on YouTube. But whoever just got filtered on TikTok, that's not us. We're not filtering
that's the thing.
comments.
I think you're seeing different people commenting than I am.
Yeah.
Because I know last time I was seeing stuff you weren't seeing, and I'm not getting any of the comments. Even if I scroll off, I'm seeing people joining, but that's about it.
Well, so let me flip what your question and say Ryan says let the wolf be the sheep herder. Exactly. So taking everything you just said about Trump and disillusionment, you living in New York, has there already been buzz on the ground with the fact that Mamdani went and did handshakes and smiles with Trump? I mean, are people like calling him a traitor? Like, oh shit, now he's talking to Trump. We don't believe in him. And is he getting blowback for going and meeting with Trump?
Not much, just because you know what I think it is I think people are you're sort of judged by the last guy in the seat, and Adams needed a pardon from Trump. So he let Trump do anything. He had Trump and Tom Homan going, and then we're going to come in and get all them illegals. And Adams is going to help us. And my God, if Adams does anything, I'll be up his ass. You know, like he said that right next to him on Fox News and shit.
Oh, so my God. That was the funniest, most blatant Eric Adams. Just like he went straight into MAGA world so that he could get out of his own trouble to get his. That was insane how fast he flipped and how fast Trump was willing to welcome him in. Like no decency. Like, oh, you're going to be on my side? Fine. Yeah, I'll forgive you for everything.
And it goes to kind of what I said about all the anti-Mamdani stuff we were seeing from the right. And even
Mamdani rocks.
Left.
The TikToker is a New Yorker and they're saying Mamdani rocks.
Yeah, man. People like him here because he's talking about lowering rent, dude. Here's the thing. All that shit they're saying about the guy, he's a communist, he's a terrorist, he's whatever. It's like, dude, if you're not going to address his main issue, the fact that rent in the most expensive city in the country is too high, you're going to lose, because that is going to be a message that resonates with people who pay too much for rent. It just is. I'm sorry. You're going to lose every time if you try to run against that platform without also addressing that question. You can make up it or exaggerate all the shit you want to about the guy. He's speaking to an issue that affects everybody here who's not wildly rich. So that's going to win. And also I've said, like, the exaggerations against that guy are so much that, like, the people making those accusations, at least, kind of on his level, know that it's not true. Cuomo knew that this man was not an existential threat to the city. Otherwise, he would have been teaming up with Sliwa as opposed to letting his votes be split. They would have made some kind of deal and been like, holy shit, Stalin's taken over. Bin Laden's taken over. We need to team up against this guy, as opposed to like, yeah, but I still kind of want to be mayor too. You know?
Like Liz Cheney did, and Dick, all the Republicans did for Kamala. Mm-hmm. I had a thought, then I lost it.
But I'm saying Trump did the same thing. Trump did the same thing. Like, okay, this guy's a communist. I might have to send troops in to make sure the city doesn't fall to communism. He's saying things like that, and now he's got him in the office going, hey, he's not so bad. You know what I mean? Like, the guy clearly cut a deal with him. Here's what I said about Mamdani the whole time. It's like people are making shit up and attacking him for it, and not attacking him for the real things you should be attacking him for. The fact that he's very young and inexperienced and probably won't get anything done other than doing what most New York mayors do, take a shitload of bribes while moving very slowly on building anything. That is what is going to happen. That is what we were seeing some of that now. I guarantee you he didn't cut the same kind of deal that Adams did, where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to give any public pushback on anything you want to do with sending troops in or a bunch of ICE agents or whatever. But here's what Trump cares more about than ICE and deporting people. Cares about making money. Now, this guy has, his, like I've said, his name in gold on buildings. He's a shady business mogul. He's saying, look, I guarantee you, before they went out to that press conference, he was like, look, I need to make sure you want to spend a bunch of government money in New York? Great. Will you make sure that the business contracts go in the right direction? I need them to.
Yes.
That is what happened. That is why those guys, and he was like, cool. Trump started to give him the old, are you going to take the silver or the lead speech? And Mamdani was like, you got silver? I fucking love silver, bud. And then they were nothing but smiles side by side. It's going to piss off the far left, because I think anybody would have a brain kind of knows it's what happened. And it's going to piss off the far right, because they're like, hey man, you said this guy was a communist. I've been retweeting pictures of this man dressed like Lenin. Like, what are you doing right now? Elise Stefanik, a congresswoman a Republican congresswoman in New York, is running for governor against Hochul, still trying to call, oh, look, the city is fallen to communism.
Yeah.
And now she's kind of getting screwed because it's like, dude,
well, she's changed her position.
With this guy, I'm running hard and I'm using this guy as to stoke fear, using a lot of this rhetoric. I can't use it now.
Yeah. She's Stefanik is in her own world. I want to interrupt and turn to TikTok for a second.
Sure.
So we've got someone over there commenting. I believe the name is Tennis Love. And so here's the thing, Tennis Love. What I see and what Jake sees are two different things. And what happens with the TikTok comments is the Tennis Love asked, are you seeing my comments? And what happens is, and maybe I wasn't clear earlier, everything moves so quick. All I see are, hey, are you seeing my comment? And then it's gone. And you start to say Mamdani and it's gone. So Jake and I have real problems.
I don't have Tennis Love on there at all.
Yeah, and Jake and I have real problems. We're over on YouTube when Ultra says Muslim community, like I can put it up on the screen. So absolutely appreciate you. I didn't ask that. The other guy did. I didn't know there were two people commenting. So basically comments on TikTok come too fast and they're hidden and it's just bullshit and it's almost impossible to respond to. I was trying to be inclusive on TikTok. The best place to watch us is on YouTube for interaction purposes. If you just want to sit back and watch, TikTok is fine, but we can be interactive on YouTube. So,
well, and I'm seeing Ultra Mensch on YouTube asking, rent is too high and women are showing too much skin.
Yeah, I put that up on I put that on the screen while you were talking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe he'll bring down Sharia law on us all. I highly doubt it. And again, the people that are trying to pass this guy off as some kind of right-wing Islamist guy, you also can't then tell me he's this far leftist dude. Because if there's one thing I know about Ayatollahs, they've never been accused of being too woke. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you can't. Yeah, my pronouns are he/Lee bang. Like that's not a thing. That's not a person. So
well,
and to anybody who thinks that that's secretly what he's doing, look, if Zohran Mamdani was planning on making women wear burqas in New York, his wife would at least have a hijab on. You know what I mean? Like Google pictures, she's you know what I mean? Just looks like a modernized Western woman. Like he's a very liberal Muslim. Look, there's 2 billion Muslims on the planet, and they range from super liberal to super conservative. Now, the super conservative ones make our conservatives look like AOC. They do. But they, for the most part, want to just live in Muslim countries because they're like, I don't want to live in a country where women are running around with their hair showing, eating BLTs, it's heathen shit. I don't want it. And so they're staying in countries that have Muslim laws in place, right? Like I actually saw a video of what's up.
No, I just had a memory. It completely inappropriate, and it has nothing to do with what you just. Well, fuck. I saw a TikTok. It was from a British TV show, and it's a doctor and a guy, an Arab dressed in like costume Arab, like like very like showing that he's Arab, to represent Muslim. And they're in a morgue, and there's a body under a sheet, and the doctor says, or the guy in the white lab coat says, I'm so sorry. I know this must be difficult for you, but we need a positive ID on the body. And he pulls the sheet down and it's a woman. And the Arab goes, I've never seen this woman before. So he pulls the sheet up to the eyes. And then the guy goes, oh my God, that's her.
Right. Yes.
It's just the funny. When he showed the face, the guy's like, I don't know who that is. But then when he covered the face up, the guy's like, oh my God, that's her. So inappropriate and so funny. Dude, I laughed my ass off.
You can cover up everything right here. Dudes will have top of the bridge of the nose fetish and will just jerk off on the train to bridges of nose. It's you know what I mean? Like what you give us an inch and we'll jerk off to a mile. As the saying goes.
But I do want to point out, I sent you this. I mean, if there's one thing.
Before we go.
Right.
So I actually did find online a Muslims against Mamdani video, right? And it's these dudes in Union Square. It's like these 3 older Muslim dudes. And look, there are some dudes that come over that are a little more conservative, but they'll come to America for whatever. I mean, they're not as like right wing as like I said, the dudes over, trying to push for this and that. But they'll, they still we're kind of against this.
Send mommy down
Jibble's
here.
getting harassed. What's going on?
My son, it's no screen Sunday. He's not allowed to have his computer, so I hit it, and he's down here asking where it is.
Oh, nice.
I said, if mommy says you can have it, have mommy come ask for it. But
dude, he's got his own Sharia law going on over there. That's but no. So these guys were pissed off, and I'm thinking like now they're talking to people in Union Square at one of those like come and ask me about whatever things, and I'm thinking. Okay, these Muslims against Mamdani guys are going to be like pissed off about the economy and some of his plans or whatever. No, you know what their biggest concern was?
His wife.
I didn't watch all his, no, close.
All Western women.
Close. We're on the right track. He wants to decriminalize prostitution. And they're sitting there going, but it's going to cause all this human trafficking. And it's going to, he's for human trafficking. He wants to get rid of he wants to decriminalize prostitution. It's like, there's a lot of human trafficking that goes on in prostitution while it's illegal. It's called the black market, stupid. But that is what a conservative Muslim would be mad about a liberal Muslim's policies. It's like, he's not making them follow all the rules, and like that's what those dudes are pissed about. But so this idea that this man is gonna he's this right-wing Muslim and Sharia law and blah blah blah. You couldn't be further from the fucking truth.
Fuck those guys, because what did we talk about on the podcast within the past month? I pulled up a prostitute who said her best clients were Muslim men because they had to act one way in public about how they were all, holy and they couldn't do anything. But in private, they came to her to dump their nut. The process, and again, we're talking about a survey of one, but the prostitute said her best clients were Muslim men because they had to hide and do. So those guys, and you and I know it from being in the Middle East, me visiting you say is like one thing they did was rape the shit out of little boys. Like they had to set up two separate.
The entire Middle East. That was
okay. But I'm just saying they had to set up separate prisons. That they said, we had a prison and we put everybody in one, and then the older guys were raped, and so we had to separate because that's what they did. So they can talk about.
It's silly for two reasons. It's like is human trafficking not happening with prostitution now that it's illegal? Like you got rid of all of prostitution because you passed a law and now the world's oldest.
Right. What's better regulated than the Bunny Ranch? The Bunny Ranch is regulated.
And there's no human trafficking at the Bunny Ranch.
Religious extremism is at a crazy level with Christian nationalism. Yes, it is. And Kool-Aid cult, just a different viewpoint than true. Yeah, it's the whole thing is our God is right, so therefore our crazy is right. The irony
is a lot of the people that are freaked out about Sharia law in America seem to be pushing for that same kind of system underneath but with the cross instead of a crescent. And
right.
So it's a weird. But my point with all that was the conservative Muslims would hate Mamdani more than anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's what they do.
Very liberal, so they don't like that.
The people ISIS killed the most were Muslims. I mean, they would like, you are not following true Islamic law, and therefore you are being killed. It was they didn't like the invaders or the infidels, but they killed more Muslims that were not hardcore enough than anyone else. ISIS and Al Qaeda, and they were killing their own more than anyone.
I think it's just a weird thing that people do. Not just with Muslims, but with maybe people from different areas of the world, different like whatever, is they tend to kind of put them under one umbrella, even if they're not demonizing them, but they'll go like, England elected this guy, therefore the British people love this guy. And it's like, well, some of them do, just like some people in America love Trump. Some people very much do not. You know what I mean? With a group of people that spans the entire globe, and it's 2 billion of them, you're going to have some that are very, very liberal and some that are very, very conservative. And now Mamdani is more on the very, very liberal end. So, trying to cast him as this Islamist extremist, you couldn't be further from the truth. That's like, for those of you who know John Fugelsang he's a very liberal political comic who's Catholic and released a book called the power of church and hate. You know what I mean? It's all about right-wing extremism and Christian nationalism, stuff like that. Now, comparing that guy and be like, oh, he's a Christian, he must agree with Fred Phelps on everything. And right. It's like, well, no, that couldn't be further from the truth.
John uses the Bible to attack the Phelps.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly.
He uses it.
Yeah, that is sort of like what Mamdani is, I guess, to like the extreme wing of Islam. So it's just a weird thing to try to cast on him, you know?
I do think this was funny, though, that I wanted to get to that I sent you. As soon as Mamdani's elected, breaking, the House of Representatives voted 285 to 98 in favor of a resolution condemning socialism. Like that's what they spent their time doing. Is like, oh, he got elected, so we should, instead of passing bills to lower costs or reduce inflation or help with jobs, no, it's basically a bullshit show act. It doesn't do anything. It's just like, yes, we stand, and the Democrats have to play along. It's, and I'm not saying they shouldn't, but it's a waste of time on both sides to say, oh, this guy got elected mayor of New York. Let's take a stand and say socialism's bad, and then we'll go get on with the daily work of not doing anything to help the American people. That was just fucking funny and absurd that's what they took the time to vote on.
You know what that bill should have been called? It should have been called, I'm a Democrat in a purple district and I'm afraid for my seat. That should have been the name of that resolution. Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit longer and clunkier, but that was right. That was 100%.
All right, let's get to the hard-hitting news, Jake. And when I say hard-hitting news, everyone automatically thinks of Vice. Vice, hard-hitting news. Somebody invented a pill to make your farts smell like roses. The French have made many important contributions to this world. Foie gras, existential philosophy, the tuberculosis vaccine. I didn't know that. The great idea is just a French invention will revolutionize the world that we know it. A pill that makes your farts smell like roses. And now, when I first saw it wasn't in this article, but I guess chocolate flavor. They have several. They have roses or chocolate farts. You can. We're changing our farts, Jake. So
that's too much. Chocolate. Oh, I saw the roses one.
Hey, Richard's here. Richard never shows up on live.
That's right. You know what their slogan is with that? Stop and smell the roses. That's right. That's right.
God damn it! That's sitting right there. I didn't even fucking think of it.
Yeah. Hi. Are you one of those people who walks around like your shit doesn't stink? Well, now you can be right. Try our new Poopery for $9.95.
Honestly, I'm going to research this. And if it's safe for animals, I'm buying it for my fucking dog. Because we have a mini schnauzer that's this big. Her farts, I mean, if my wife was down here, tell her they are the worst goddamn. We give her a probiotic daily just to weaken her farts. She is 15 pounds. She can clear a room.
Your dog's going to be in the commercial. It's going to be playing Outcast. I know that you think your shit don't stink. Like that's playing in the background. It's going to be a whole thing.
Two more stories. National anthem singer responds to, quote, inappropriate...
Actually, wait, we moved on too fast. I hope that it doesn't work, and I want to buy it because I want to be part of that class action lawsuit. I want to be in that courtroom. You know what I mean? Just eating a lot of cabbage and drinking beer and stuff like that, and like farting in the face of a blind sommelier, and who's just sitting there going, "Yeah, it's not that ain't roses. This man is entitled to thousands in damages."
I don't have a joke here. I just have the idea. There's got to be something to be said about Dutch ovens. You know, like...
Your Honor, I Dutch oven my wife on her birthday. I thought it would be a present because it was going to smell like roses.
Right.
This company lied. And now my wife has been traumatized.
Hey, that's I couldn't think of the Dutch oven was somewhere there, and you brought it home. Thank you, good sir.
It was supposed to be a French oven, but it was the old-fashioned Dutch kind. And now my wife
you just made me snort. You just made me snort.
I want $1 million, Your Honor.
You got out of me. French oven. It was supposed. That's a good fucking line. It was supposed to be a French oven of roses and chocolat.
That's right. Got chocolate on the bed sheet. You liars.
National anthem singer responds to, quote, inappropriate outfit criticism for where was it? The Spain NFL game. I saw the picture. I didn't. It wasn't too provocative. But my favorite thing is the person that complained, Bishop Richard Ministries. This is how the singer Karna, whoever the fuck, a bishop is complaining. Hey, Bishop. Well, you're talking about how this lady is scantily clad. What was that scandal that took place in the Catholic Church? Oh, right, you were fucking kids. Yeah, and what leads you to fucking kids? Is it a scantily clad woman? Is that like you see a woman that's showing some cleavage, and it makes you go fuck a little boy? Huh, interesting tie.
To be fair, I think what probably doesn't catch as much heat in the news as that the scandal you just forementioned,
right?
Is probably the amount of priests who are about to finally graduate and put on that penguin costume, and then they look over and see some pussy. You know what I mean? Because I think most adult dudes are a little more into fully grown women in scantily clad clothes than youngins in those white dresses. See, I think that lady's outfit probably sways more dudes from the clergy. It's just, it's not a big news story. Grown man fucks woman like he's supposed to and isn't a priest anymore. That doesn't hit the news as much.
No, it does.
It's not as much to go on. Maybe in the Vatican we have charges for these. But it's not illegal. Like, we don't even charge you for that. We just shake your hand and we're like, good job, bud. Good for you. And then that's it.
Oh, that's good. Val, yes, be the testers. Oh, that must be for the fart comments. I'm sorry, I got behind on comments. Ryan just put a fart emoji.
There you go. Oh, dude, you want to talk about the real freaks? It ain't the priests, it's the dudes that sign up to be the testers. Just like, I want to see if it smells like roses. I'll work for free. Like those guys are freaks, man.
All right. Final story, Jake. I got to tell you, I think I might move to Singapore. I'm liking Singapore these days. I've liked it for a while. You remember Michael Fay back in the day got in trouble, was going to get caned for chewing gum, spitting gum, doing something.
Dude, it sounds like you're more into Sharia law. What are you talking about?
Well, I just love this man who grabbed Ariana Grande at Wicked premiere, sentenced to prison. Johnson Wren, a notorious stage-crashing social media personality, charged Grande at the Wicked sequel's premiere on Thursday. So, on Thursday, he attacks her. This is on Monday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days later, they're just like, you know what? Fuck you. You're a stupid influencer. All you do is film stupid shit and being disrupted. Yeah, you're sentenced to prison. I wish we had more of that in America. Although I didn't send you the story. Did you see that? I remember when it happened. There was an influencer badgering a guy at a mall in America, and the guy pulled out a gun and shot him in the gut. And he just got found.
I've heard of that.
He just got found not guilty. The guy who shot.
Awesome.
That's just like, if Singapore's gonna, so maybe America's not so bad if you can shoot influencers, but Singapore's putting them in jail. I like anytime anything bad happens to an influencer, I'm all for it.
I hope that dude was his lawyer was basically you, but he's giving such an impassioned speech. An anti-influencer in the mall speech. He's just Matthew McConaughey at the end of A Time to Kill. Just right. Now imagine that the influencer was wise, gentlemen and ladies of the jury, and he's just super fucking jacked about the whole thing. Now, here's what got me about the article. I was like, dude, this seems too extreme. And then I kind of read it, and I think that maybe Singapore's just the way that they phrased like things in their judicial system is a little different than ours, because I'm like, dude, how much time did he get for the? I'm not saying.
He didn't go away for a year. It was just like he
9 days.
Yeah,
I'm like, still, but that wouldn't be considered like, you wouldn't call that prison.
You call it jail here. Yeah, you spend a couple time in the local sheriffs.
Because at first I'm like, dude, I think Timmel's a little too pro-Singaporean domestic laws. I don't know if he's really looked into all these, man. They give you a death penalty for weed and shit there. Like,
well, okay, that's a bit much, sure, but
but that's what they're known for. It's one of those places. There's a lot of places that are kind of in East Asia where they're like, dude, we're tired of this small thing. we're going to treat it like a 10 and just have none of it. Like, I mean, that's just what the fuck they do.
Yeah.
And because they had a dude, I don't know his name, but he was basically kind of more or less like a benign dictator sort of thing. But he took it over and was in charge of the place for like 60 years or something crazy, right? But he lived into his 90s. He wasn't running the country the whole time. But
this wasn't like a Marcos in the Philippines or a Duarte, is it? Duarte's not that old, but how long was Marcos in?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. But this guy was in for a while, and people kind of liked him because it didn't seem like he was really abusing his power. You know, he wasn't like
Marcos was Emil de Marcos had all the shoes.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah. And but this guy, stuff like, you know, he when he took it over, it was basically like a pirate trading shipping post and all that, and he turned it into like a really, really prosperous nation. Like,
well, that's what that guy did in El Salvador.
Yeah,
that's why we're sending our prisoners. That's why we're sending our people to El Salvador, because that was all MS-13, and you know, Bono wrote "Bullet the Blue Sky." El Salvador was just
a little bit more of a different situation with El Salvador. He was dealing with straight up cartels,
right,
taking the place over. Whereas this was just kind of like, yeah, there was gangs and stuff, but it was more just like shady corruption. Most of the money is going toward the people that actually own the companies that lived outside of Singapore. Whereas he was like, fuck that. If this is going to be this shipping outpost, a lot of it's gonna benefit Singapore, which it did. But then he was also gum on the sidewalks. Don't like that shit at all. That's prison time. Fuck that, dude. Son of a bitch. Big Chew. Big Chew. That fucking purple shit. Now it's on my shoes. Find who did it. And send him away. Like that.
Caning.
Yeah. Like they cane you. It's like, dude, it's too fucking strict there for stuff.
Fair. All right. I said we're out of news stories, but there is one final thing I wanted to mention. I would have sent a screenshot, but it's done. I posted a joke on Reddit, an old joke where I'm not even going to repeat it because it does, you know, we're just conversational, but it was about genital warts. And any viewers of our podcast know that once we just mentioned circumcision in passing, and we got bombarded by anti-circumcision protesters. I posted this joke about
lovers. That's what I call them.
Yes. I posted a joke about genital warts, and one guy came at me so hard, dude, you're an idiot, genital warts, and he went on and calling me stupid. So I just responded by saying, hey, sorry you got infected, make better life choices in the future. And he comes back with like,
Buttercup.
Yeah, well, he comes back with, can't take a little criticism, constructive. I'm like, that wasn't good. But either way, the moderators of the thread came in and just deleted all this guy's comments, and everybody started piling on him. But before everybody started piling on him, he posted it in like I have genital warts and I need... He got like 4 or 5 people coming in just to explain how you can live a full life with genital warts. It was just fucking hilarious that this stupid joke I posted ended up having people say, you know, I'm a genital wart survivor, and I can't have any of the screenshots because the mods came in and started deleting all the and it was just... I don't like it when shit gets deleted. I thought it was so funny, and it makes me sad that it went away. That you know,
dude. I hope that you accidentally with some of that started like a Sunni and Shia of the wart community war, because one guy was like, listen, you're talking about how you can't live a full life with genital warts. I mean, you're talking about genital warts like it's the plague. You're talking about genital warts like it's anal warts or something. And then somebody, hey, what did you say about anal warts? I'm from the anal wart support community. And
right.
They start going at each other, you know?
That would be the best. All right, we're over our time. Ryan, what do you mean by Streisand? Barbara? I'm a little confused by that. But I have been Nathan Timmel. I have a website, nathantimmel.com. I have a t-shirt store. I have books on Amazon. I have a 1-hour special on YouTube. You can find it all by going to nathantimmel.com. Jake has been Jake. Jake does not have a Jake Vevra website, but you can find him at Jake Vevra on all social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and his own special, Unalived by Dog Pills, on YouTube. The Streisand Effect. keep one more because we're signing off. What do you mean by the Streisand effect?
No, the Streisand effect is.
I think of South Park.
No, he's talking about the genital warts thing, probably because you know what the Streisand effect is, right?
I don't. I'm drawing a blank.
No, it's basically you're drawing attention to something by telling people not to look at it.
Oh, that is the South Park thing where she said, "Oh my God, South Park made fun of me," and then everybody watched it.
That's not where the South Park.
Oh, I thought because I know she did that. She was pissed at South Park, but
right.
okay. So,
no, they were.
Was it her nose?
No, she was telling people not to look at her house.
Right. Google Maps had a picture of her house, and then you're right. Yep. I do remember that. Yeah,
like that was kind of the reference on South Park.
Right. So if I say genital warts, and by showing up and like, no, genital warts are a fine thing. Oh, you have them? No, not me. Yeah. I'm just a genital warts enthusiast.
Okay, cactus dick. Huh?
Corncob dick would be the little bumpy cactus would be spiky, but either way.
Is your girlfriend blind? Why do you have War and Peace written on the side of that thing for her to read?
That's my joke. Did you see it? That's literally my joke. I said, if you get to third base and it feels like you're reading a Braille copy of War and Peace, you have that's literally my joke. It's funny coming from the people who brought to you by Holy Underwear, not Hanes. There we go, Mike. All right, we're out of here. Thank you so much. Next week should be Saturday again. This week I was in a shitty hotel. I had to fucking I hate those hotels where you have to sign into your Wi-Fi every 24 hours. It was garbage Wi-Fi. We weren't even going to try it. All right, we're out.
Marjorie Taylor Greene resigned from Congress because Mike Johnson gave her genital warts.